You're welcome back. You're still watching Prime Morning right here on Joy Prime Television. And right before the break, I told you that on Thursdays, what we do is we bring you a conversation about relationships. And so today we've got a counselor in studio, Reverend Daniel Annan, to talk to him about what to look out for when you're choosing the right partner, you know, for a lifetime, a lifelong relationship. You're welcome.
Thank you, Nwela. You look good.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's my first time engaging with you.
Yes. Mm.
So it's great.
I'm just humbled because of you.
Oh, yes. I should be humbled.
Some people, they understand. Because today
anyway.
I've decided not to be naughty.
Oh, really?
I'll be good.
Okay. So today we're looking at choosing the right partner.
Yes.
But I mean, even that topic itself, choosing is there anything like a right partner?
It was a good question. Anyway, tomorrow is one of my greatest friend's birthday, and it's called Mr. Cantor. He was the former managing director of Cocoa Marketing.
Oh, okay.
And I wish happy birthday tomorrow.
Right.
Right. The word right becomes very controversial.
Yeah. Because
right in your sense will be something else.
It's relative.
Yes, relative. So the question is, I will ask you, who will be your ideal man?
Do I even have an ideal man?
You should.
I mean,
You should.
Okay, sure.
You should. I mean, it's a must. You should.
Wouldn't that be you being picky or too choosy?
No, because people have their preferences and their choices. You cannot be you cannot be someone else. You have your preferences, you have your choices, you have your likes and dislikes.
Right.
Just sitting down here with you, and a few minutes ago, I just saw that you are so meticulous.
Right.
Is that not it?
Yeah.
Yes, that's your nature. Some people, they're also careless.
Yeah.
They're carefree. But you've been meticulous since the last 15 minutes.
Right.
And I was just watching you, I said, this is that type.
Yeah.
So the person that you want to marry, that nature of you would determine your choice
of a person.
Because you cannot marry any person.
Yeah.
Because of the nature. But generally, there are certain things we need to look at before we say yes. First of all, yourself. You yourself. I mean, I always want to work for myself than working from the other person's self, because you don't have control over that person. You have control over yourself.
Over yourself, right.
So, who am I? You need to discover yourself and know what you want. So, marriage is about people who are matured. Maturity in terms of not physical maturity per se, because physical maturities are only about 30%. The other maturity that the person ought to have is that mental maturity. I mean, that person is mentally matured.
So let me catch you mid and take you back to the point you made about knowing yourself. So let's say you know yourself, you know who you are. And
are you sure?
I'm just saying, let's say, for
because
example.
You see, quite often, naivety and ignorance is very, very, very important in this. People think that they know, but they don't know.
They don't know.
He that thinks that he knows and knows not. I wouldn't want to add the word that they usually use for it.
Right.
Because you see, for instance, you're a woman. Who is a woman? It's not a girl who marries. It's a woman who marries. So, if there must be a transition from being a girl to a woman. So when I have 7 things that defines every woman. 1, that person must be a person that has a posture. When I talk about posture, it's not only the beauty. I mean, your appearance, everything about your posture. Because Adam saw a posture and said, whoa, this is something from me. The woman did not speak. It was the man who spoke. He saw something. So I always say that you must marry a beautiful man. Beautiful woman. When you say beautiful woman, people always look at the physical appearance. No, marry a beautiful soul first, a beautiful character second, and a beautiful nature. When we say beautiful, it's not about being worldly. It's about knowing yourself and know what fits you. Because there are some people, you see them, the way they have presented themselves, you see that things have turned upside down. You know your height. you know your skin texture, and you are doing something that is at variance with you. So you have lost yourself. Why? Because he's seen that somebody is doing it, so he's also doing it. So he's not living herself, she's living somebody else. He sees somebody has shown a certain particular style, then he said, I want that same style. But you didn't ask yourself, so whether that style will fit me or not. So you must marry somebody who is beautiful. Beautiful soul, beautiful posture, beautiful character. The next thing that the person should have is that a woman must be a helper, helpmeet. The scriptures, and we all know, help me. Who are you going to help? What do you have on board? If somebody says he's going to help you, it means you have something to offer. So what? So
the man must first have something to offer for the woman to be able to help.
Yes, the man must have. Don't marry a foolish man.
Okay.
Did you hear what I said? I said what?
Don't marry a foolish man. What does foolish mean in this context?
See, every man. What defines a man is not the male organ that he possesses. But quite often, to us, we define a man by age and the male organ that he possesses. I'm a man. When a person says a man, ask him, what do you mean?
Okay. What makes you a man?
Yeah, what makes you a man? 1, you must be a leader. 2, you must be responsible. 3, you must have something that you are doing as a vocation, as work. Number 4, you must be somebody who can add value. You know where you are going. You have a vision, you have a dream. When you close your eyes, you know where you are going. So when you come into my world, I need to add value to your life. It's not that you come then you diminish. Why? Because the man does not know where he's going. So he's just living in the marriage. So and you ask me a question, you send it to the mother. Because he's not a man, he's a boy. So that man must be responsible. He's a leader. He has a vision. He's somebody who's able to add value to your life. No, the next thing is somebody who is able to give you security. The first reason why a woman will marry is whether he's secure. Is that not it? Yes, every woman's priority is security. Security in terms of when it comes to your home. Are you okay? He's okay. So he has a good place to sleep, a good place to live. That will be the first thing. The second thing that a woman will check, whether sexually I'm secured. That this man is not a womanizer. Third, whether the person has that emotional security to offer. When there's something goes wrong, do I have that person that can give me that comfort, that can be there for me, that would pat your back and say, no, it's okay. I know you can go through this. I'm with you here. This thing too shall pass. Let's sleep over it. Tomorrow we'll work it out. I mean, somebody that knows what to do at that time, and that gives you that comfort, that net, that bosom that you can rest on and feel that somebody is there for you, somebody is there to counsel, somebody is able to tell you that you can do it, somebody who will be there for you. You need emotional security. Next, you need somebody who offers you spiritual security too. There's nothing better than having a praying man.
Right.
A man who knows God, not a church goer. Because nowadays people go to church because for instance, somebody sees your packet like that, you pretend that he's also a Christian. The issue is that it's because of he came there. So there are some people, they enter into the church because of a certain woman. So, but when you have a genuine person who is prayerful, you know that life is not only about the physical things that you see. That somebody will be there who will hold your hands. Let's pray about it. It's even enough. That you are troubled, you are challenged, something is going on. You just have that feeling that somebody say, wait, can we pray about this and sleep over it and see what God has for us? Can we assign ourselves that this week, every night we pray about it and wait upon God that maybe before next week we take the decision? There's no better feeling to have such a person like that with you. Right. It's offering of spiritual security. Then somebody who offer financial security. What they pay or they pay? And they ask. No, they
pay.
Why?
Oh, a fine boy.
Why should we bring that conversation in that he's a fine boy so he didn't pay?
I mean, I'm saying it based on.
You are right. So the women have said, fine boy, no, they pay. It means one man leave. But every man must offer financial security in that man must be capable. He must be able.
So if you should, have a man, yes. Obviously he's a praying man, right? But in terms of financial security, like you put it, and let's say in terms of his vision, it's a bit shaky. Does that make him a bad man?
It's not.
But he's a praying man.
No, it's not. It's not a bad man. There are some people, they are work in progress. You understand me? What I'm saying, you don't meet that perfect man like is there. Okay? But you could see the person that the person is going somewhere. He's not gotten there yet. But you see that there are some people when you talk to them, you know that there's something ahead of the person. Maybe he's in school, he's learning something, he's about to do something. You see that the person has something to do or intends to do. He's not gotten there yet. He's a marriage material. Sometimes you have somebody to come in to aid you, then get to where you have to get to. That is good. But don't marry somebody, I said, don't marry a foolish man, because the person doesn't know anything. When you ask him a question, you say, have you seen such people? You are asking a question, what's your opinion? And he said, I don't know. How do you marry somebody who doesn't know what to do? And you sit in a conversation, and as you are conversing, okay, yes, let's do what you are saying. He has no mind of his own. He doesn't. You see, when I talk to person, like I said, when I came here, just last 15 minutes I was observing you. Then I realized who you are.
Who am I?
Yes, straight.
Who am I?
You want things pepe.
Right.
And the two are in front of her. So, yeah, is that not how you are? When you put your things here, when somebody takes it, you say, why did you, it was here. It's nature that God gave to you that enables you to function. So when you are on set, people will think that you are hard on them. Because that's your nature. If you don't have that nature, you cannot function. It's good, it's not evil. You get me? So that's the reason why I'm saying that you must know yourself. Then we'll look out for who we are going to marry. Because, like I said, you will not get a perfect man. I mean that, like you said, the right man. But these basic things must be there. One, the man must be a leader. 2, he must be responsible. 3, he must be somebody who has a vision. He knows where he's going. 4, he must be somebody who can add value to your life. 5, he must somebody be who is able to offer security in terms of financial security, spiritual security, emotional security, and personal security. He must be there. I'm not talking security like a security guard, but somebody who is there for you. I mean, you cannot say that you love somebody and you are not there for the person.
Right.
Yes, love includes your presence being with the person. Then somebody, finally, that man must be accountable. He must be accountable to the marriage institution. So that when the person knows these things, I mean, he will just not do anything just for doing sake, without taking cognizance of you. No. And the woman too, I've talked about that. A woman is a refined creature. So you must look good. A beautiful soul, a beautiful character. You need to have that beautiful soul, a beautiful character, and a beautiful posture. Because we men, we are creatures of the eyes. The first thing that the man will consider before saying hi is your appearance. It's your appearance. So if it doesn't matter to you, you are out of the market. So you see, there are some people, they are married people, they don't behave themselves in this regard. So the man look out for somebody else, and you'll be going out with the person, and you stay at home.
You stay at home. Reverend, now let's look at compatibility. In this dispensation where it looks like most people choose the deceitful route when, they meet people. So a guy can meet me, thinks maybe physically I look good, and so would want to have something to do with me, or would want to have a relationship with me.
Something to do with you.
A relationship.
Okay.
A relationship to do with me.
But you said something to do.
Well, don't be controversial.
Am I controversial?
I'm talking about a relationship.
I don't want to be naughty.
Right.
You are pushing me to
please don't go there.
You said you want to do something.
So have a relationship with you.
Cook.
Have a relationship with you, Reverend. And obviously, most men feel to go on the deceitful route is the best, and so they're not themselves. They, would make you believe in a certain, how do I even say this? They will start behaving in a way that it's not them to you, to impress you. Exactly, it's not sustainable.
I call them Joy Impress.
Right. So how can one, for a woman, for instance, how can one distinguish between genuine compatibility and infatuations by what the deceitful things that you are introduced to by the man?
When we're in secondary school, there are some people when they are going to maybe prep, they have huge books. They carry huge books to prep. Or the library, you go and see huge books. By the time you go there, the person is sleeping. They see. So when sometimes you see them outside, you say, hey, this guy, this name is Shako.
Yeah.
You go share the nothing. You see, don't always look at the appearances because they are deceptive. Now, the key is this. Don't marry somebody you cannot trust. Don't. It's a no. Don't ever think that when I marry the person, he will change. The reason why marriages are having challenges, serious challenges, I will tell you, 80% is on this. Because they marry somebody who is not trustworthy. So, in your consideration, in your conversation, check out whether the person is trustworthy. One, does he tell you the truth? Does he tell you the truth? In your conversation, you see that the person, when the person is like,
You know, yeah.
So don't think that he will change. No, don't. You see, some women or some men think that when we marry, we can change you. You can't change me. How? How could you change me? Me, I have not been able to change myself. How can you change me? So don't ever think that when we marry, could change. Marry somebody you can trust. This is key. Trust comes as a result of somebody who tells you the truth. Number two, trust comes as a result of somebody who is transparent. He has nothing to hide. When the person is covering up, then know that there's a challenge of trust. Don't marry the person. Wait until you have a conversation and say, look, if we want this relationship to work out, then we must work on trust. Please tell me the truth. And be transparent, be free. Live your own life, be real. Don't live a fake life. Because if you live a fake life,
it will come back to haunt you. It will come back
and it will betray you.
That's right.
So we need to check that. And third, reliability. Is the person reliable? I mean, when there's these signs showing that the person does not tell you the truth, there's something is covering up, whether from family is covering something up, is covering his finances, is covering where he stays, is covering his friend. You see, like you said, we pretend. If you see that all these things are going, you see, there are certain things, it can never happen. How can you date somebody or want to have a relationship with somebody and you don't even know the family and doesn't want you to know the family? I mean, it's obvious that there's something he's hiding. Yeah. Because the person cannot be an island. So why is he doing that? Why do you work with somebody and that person has no friend? Strange. Yeah. I mean, the person, so how can you be? That it means there's something is cutting off so that you don't get to know or you don't get to see. So when you see that trust is problematic, please, it's a red flag. Never marry. And don't marry because you love the person.
I shouldn't marry someone because I love the person. Why should I marry the person?
Okay, let's be very frank. If a man says he loves you, what does he want?
Companionship.
Are you sure? Let's be real. If a man says, well, I love you so much. If I see you, then my heart begins to beat. What does he want?
Sex.
That's it. That's a man's world. So take sex and romance out. How much will be left in that love? That's it. It's not you, Noella. It's generally I've been in this business for a long time. So you find people who say they love themselves, but later on, they hate each other. So where did the hatred come from? Love and hatred lives in the same pot. It depends on the season which one you pick. So you find couples who, once they said they love themselves, have kids, then now they are fighting seriously at the court. So you ask yourself, where did the love go? You see, the reason why I say don't marry because of love is that the love that we have that exists between us as couples could be very deceptive. Could be very deceptive. For instance, it is not you, like this one I'm going to say. It's not you, like it's not you. You understand? Is it you?
No, it's not.
For instance, maybe the person came and you gave a very good sex the previous day and he wants to come today. And say, I'm tired. Maybe something is not going on right. Then the person just go a fool and goes away. Is it love or something else? Something else. Don't the men behave like that? They do. But he says, he love you. On top, we're saying, he love you. But the next day, it has changed.
Yeah.
So that love could be very deceptive. The only love I always prefer that people should marry out of that love is the love of God. Agape love. That love that is able to forgive. That love that is able to care for you. That love that thinks about your interests. That love that is so patient with you.
Perfect. Kindly hold on for me. You're still reminded that you're watching Prime Morning. This is our Throwback Thursday relationship segment. We're having a conversation with Reverend Annan on what you should look out for in choosing the right partner. Remember, it's an interactive show, and so you can share your comments and thoughts with us on the number on your screens, okay? Just text the number on your screens, and of course, I'll be asking Reverend all your questions for you. Reverend, continue.
The next thing that apart from task you need to check is whether the chemistry is working.
What is chemistry?
The chemistry is that, you see, there are two people who want to live together. I mean, sometimes you see there are two good people, but when you bring them together, they are incompatible. No matter what you do, it will not work. You see, for instance, like I always use water, salt, and sugar solution. Okay? When you mix water, sugar, and salt solution, what do you get? You get ORS.
Right.
It's able to cure. Okay? When you mix two different gases of oxygen and hydrogen, you get what? Water. There are some you mix and it will not mix. You can't mix water and oil. It doesn't. So you see that this person is a nice person. That person is also a nice person. He has ego. This person also has ego. What would they do?
They'll clash.
They clash. So I always say the chemistry must work. And that chemistry is somebody who understands you. The key word is understanding. He understands you. You see, when that chemistry is not there, the person will always tend to insult you. He doesn't understand you. He doesn't understand you as a helper. He thinks that he has helped you for marrying you. One guy, a certain man said, we worry about wow, because that man's friend always is a drunkard. And you find that man in the gutters.
Right.
He said, he would have been like your friend. Why? In the perspective and the mindset of the man, he thinks that he married a woman, I've helped you. No. The understanding is that we are complementing each other, not competing. You see, when I understand you, I will understand that, Nola, this way you are, your career, your grade, I'm not content with you. I want you to go higher. He will challenge you. Oh, me, I think I'm okay. You go. Because he understands you, believes in you, he believes in your story. He's not insecure about you. Most men are so insecure. When the wife is rising, he's afraid. But the thing that becomes so powerful. Why should I be insecure? Why? So when that chemistry is not there, you see, the moment you get into that relationship, then wahala. So the chemistry must work. We must check whether the chemistry is working. So before you say yes, check whether the person really fears God. Not a church goer, because now church has become deceptive. 2, check whether the person is trustworthy. We have talked about truth, transparency, and reliability. Number 3, check whether the person understands you, that the chemistry can work. Whether the person understands your flaws. Not everybody is like me. There are some people, they are extrovert, there are some people, they are introvert, there are people that they easily coil inside. He shouldn't be telling you that with the no. You know that this is my nature. Like I said, I saw your nature. Once I've seen your nature, when I get into your world, when I'm sitting, I'll sit right. Because you would not want the person to sit anyhow. You have changed your sitting position 4 times just in this few minutes. Why? Because you know what to do. Even it was this way, then you have to return this way. Why? You know what to do. So with you, when you get into somebody's world and the person is not good at that, what do? The person must have an open heart to learn and to be transformed. When you get such a person, you are able to turn the person. I always tell people that I want a material that is good. When you have a good material, you can sew it to fit the person. So it's not so much about what I cannot do, but availability of my mind, that I'm available for transformation and change. So when you have that person, you see that there are some people, they live with people and they change because the person has opened his heart or her heart to learn. So you'll be able to do that. Then the understanding is working. The next thing is that marry somebody who knows where he's going. He has a vision. He has a goal. When the person has a vision, the finances and whatever goes on in the house will be geared towards the vision and the goal. If the person loves family, how to build family, you know how he handles the family. He have time for family. He'll have time for business and have time for you as a wife. If the person doesn't have that, you see that he will always be an absentee husband. He's always chasing something. There's always chasing something. If that person doesn't have that goal, that vision of what marriage should be and where he wants to drive the family, you see that you will be there and you just be living. Anything happens, they will solve, they will move on. Anything happens, they will solve, they will move on. The children's education will not check. Whether we have to build a house, no. Whatever we have to do, there's no plan. Marry somebody who knows where he's going, and you are able to add to that value and build a better home. You must be able to. If you don't check this, you see, like I've said, it's not that something that is sacrosanct, you have it there. But prospectively, you must see that these things they are in a person. How do I know? In the conversation with that person, what is the depth of his wisdom and knowledge? If I are conversing with a person. For instance, you sat here right now. Your line of question will tell me your in-depth wisdom or knowledge. Because when you ask shallow questions, then it will tell me where you are. But there are some people, the first question you asked me, I said, this is a very difficult question, a sensible question. Why? I have to think deep. So when you have somebody like that, when you are reasoning with the person, you are conversing with the person, check the lines and the reasoning. The reasoning. If his references are always to people, his references, this person was also doing this, so can we do it with? It means he does not have a mind of his own. When every time the reference is the mother or the father, then you see that the mind is somewhere. So then, if the person is like that, talk to the person. You know something? I believe, don't be talking so harshly. I believe in your story. I believe you're a very good person. But one of the things that will help you to be the best man in this marriage is to be responsible for your own decisions, choices, and actions. You need to own up to what you decided to do, your actions and your choices.
If the person relies on you to make a decision, because in a relationship, maybe you're looking at taking things to the next level. But every time
next level.
Next level of marriage. But every time maybe you ask,
sorry. Some people, they say next level and it's something else.
Okay. Right. But every time you ask the person a question and need, an answer from him as a man, the person tends to rely on you.
You see, there are two things. One, maybe it could be a nature of the person. That the nature of that person is that he will always want to confirm his decisions through with yours. So he may have a mind of his own, but he wants to be sure. Okay, yes, that one is there. And there are some people, they are not naturally leaders, but they want you to lead. That's okay.
But is that even right? In a marriage setting,
it works.
For a man to allow a woman to leave.
You see, there are so many things that people are good at. Myself, my wife is good in finance. So it is better to let her handle. There are so many things, she has her strength in it. It's better to always feel comfortable when she's doing it. I don't feel insecure. I don't. She's like you, she's meticulous. But you see, look at me. I'm out. I need somebody who will be that backup to check. If she's not there, I'm in a mess. He's there to check your language, you mark your language, you use, when you watch television, you check this one, you said it this way. You shouldn't have said it. There's some people, they're like that. So if you don't allow that person who is able to do that to help you, then you become some way. But you see, that doesn't mean you should take that person's manhood from. But there are some people, you give them the opportunity and they abuse it. So when I find something in you that is good, I should allow you to play that role. You see, even in ministry, there are some women, they are good than their husband as pastors. Leave the woman. Okay, for instance, Reverend Christido Tete. She's good. Have you seen her husband before? But she's good. Funke Adeyomi. He's very good. Do you know the husband? No. So why don't we allow people what they are good at to play the role where necessary? Mm-hmm. But that woman should never in any way think that he is the boss. Mm. Don't take.
But it's difficult. It's difficult to allow a woman lead.
No, it's not. That's the reason why I said understanding. Mm. One of the reason why it becomes difficult is that we feel insecure. Me, I'm not jealous about anybody's success. Mm. You know why? What is your phone?
iPhone.
Look at it. I want to tell you something. Mm. iPhone what?
13.
Good. Is iPhone competing with somebody?
No.
Thank you. Who does it compete with? With itself.
Yeah.
So yesterday it was iPhone 11. 11 Pro. Then they get to 12. Mm-hmm. 12 Pro. Then they get to what? 13. 13 Pro. Then they get to what? It's competing with itself. He's not competing with any Android. He's running his race. Noella, run your race. Don't run somebody's race. The moment we begin to see competition, then we feel insecure. If the woman is rich, so what? I shouldn't feel insecure. Never. The only thing that the woman should not do is to not use what she has to abuse my leadership. That's the only thing. But the moment you see a man stopping a woman from going here, doing this, doing that, then he feels insecure. He's passing on his insecurity onto you.
Reverend, finally, this phenomenon that most people say that opposites attract, is there any truth to it?
You see, like I said, the issue should be complementary because they are not all opposite that attract. Because there are some opposite, they don't attract at all. Because, for instance, like I said, you want an ideal person who is smart like yourself. Is that not it?
That's right.
Do you want somebody who will be dull?
No.
But it's opposite. Is it opposite? So it's not necessarily opposite attract. It is complementary, somebody who complements your efforts. I'm a sanguine. My wife is a choleric. And it helps me. Because the choleric, they are meticulous. But I'm also a sanguine. I'm just like, But he will check your back. He will even check that the car, have you parked it well? Did you park it where it should be parked? And you need such people because if I don't get here in my life, I'll be going without not checking my back. So the issue should be someone who complements.
Right.
And the complementary thing can come only when he understands you or she understands you. You see, there are some people, they are coming from a certain background or family. They are family, almost children. So if you are married into that family and you have a wife who doesn't understand, you have a big problem. Because there are some families I know, they just look down on anybody.
Right.
And you are married into that family. So you know potentially you are going to look down on you. So if you don't understand where the man is coming from, then you have a problem. So who do you have to look at? Then you converse with the man and say, Edwa, you know, my family, this is how they are. Don't be bothered about it. Look at me. So you just look at me. I'm okay with you. Once I'm okay,
we are good to go.
Then he'll tell you what they don't want to see or they don't want to hear. And he'll tell you, don't come into their conversation. If you come into their conversation and they hear something that means you are low self-esteem, they derogate you. So when you know these things, then you know how to compose yourself. You leave the environment, you are free. So if the understanding is not there, that's where we begin to have problems.
Right. Actually, there's one last question I wanted to ask you about. We could leave that for next week. Whether or not, as a woman, I should lower my standard for a man.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Because you see, let's help people grow who they are. Let's not demean them. Let us celebrate them when even they are growing. The issue is that don't feel insecure because of your woman.
Right.
Don't.
Reverend, thank you so much. This has been a very insightful conversation. I've taken some in my stride.
So you have your ideal man.
I guess I do. But yeah, thank you so much. So we've been speaking to our counselor, Reverend Daniel Annan, and he has been talking to us about what to look out for in choosing that right partner, okay, for a lifelong relationship. And like I said, it's been pretty insightful.